Terry Flanagan in a fight that I've heard you say you didn't want him to take against Petr Petrov. Tell us why you didn't want him to take that fight.
Because I think it's one of those fights where you're on a hiding to nothing. Not a lot of people know outside of boxing who Petrov is, and Petrov's a real good quality performer. And I want Terry to be in fights where he gets acknowledgement for who he's beating. And I just hope that when he does beat us, that people do see, he comes through the fight and see, what a good win it is for him. But it's going to be a tough fight. It's not going to be any easy job for him. Petrov is, he's one of those guys that are hard to beat, and he'll be giving his all. But I believe in Terry. I have done from day one. I always felt to be a world champion when I see him before he even come with me. I always felt he had the makings of going all the way, and hopefully, he does the business. And I hope that the winner of the Linares and Crolla fight that's going on the weekend, I hope that they've got the balls to step up to the plate and fight. Hopefully, Terry, if he comes through.
And what do you think the chances are of getting the winner of Crolla versus Linares in the ring for a unification?
Well, if they come, it's a unification fight. That's what it's all about, the business, isn't it? We want to find out, let the best fight the best. That's what should be happening, and that's what we're trying to do. We've not shied away from doing that. I think our schedule of fights that we've got coming up on BT are excellent. We've got some really good quality fights there, and on paper, most of them are 50-50 fights. So, I think that that's what the fans want, that's what they deserve, and certainly that's what we want to deliver. So I hope that the winner of Linares and Crolla will step up to the plate, providing Terry comes through.
If Crolla loses that fight, it's still a big fight for Manchester.
I agree, but it depends how he loses.
Yeah.
For me, I think Linares is a big favourite for it, but we've seen upsets happen. He's got home advantage. I don't think Linares is too phased about boxing in his backyard. He's already beaten him there, and I think looking at I want to see what Anthony brings to the table, what we've not seen, because if he fights like he did last time, it'll be the same result.
So definitely Terry Flanagan has his eyes on the winner of Crolla Linares, possibly Crolla as well, depending on how
Terry's actually, I want that fight, but Terry's got his eye on Lomachenko.
Really?
Yeah, he really wants that fight badly. I mean, he drives me crazy about it. So they're both fighting on the 8th, and we're showing Lomachenko fight on Box Nation.
We are.
So that's a bit of a feast for the fans. And maybe that fight might happen in the summer, maybe at the end of June or July. So it's a great fight there, and I know Bob Arum, who I spoke to about it, says he has no problem bringing Lomachenko to the UK.
Wow, that would
That's
be
a big fight. That's a great fight.
Huge fight. It's not the sort of name that you really go after. Oh, I fancy a bit of Lomachenko.
Well, I don't. I'm saying, you asked me. I said it's what Terry wants.
Yeah.
And Terry is, he wanted Petrov. He wants Crolla. He wants Linares. He wants Lomachenko. In other words, he wants to fight the best. Mm-hmm. He's not ducked anybody. He'll fight anybody. That's the type of guy he is.
Incidentally, I saw on Terry's Twitter, I think it was a week or so ago, he'd come out and he'd done an article about what he felt about the lightweight champions, and Robert Easter in particular seemed to take exception to what Flanagan said, as Flanagan said he was the weakest of the champions, and he tweeted Flanagan saying, well, what are you doing, that kind of thing. They seem to go back and forth a little bit. Is that a fight that's of interest at all?
Well, listen, all these fights, the best fighting the best. The easy way to find out who's the best is get it on. Let them get it on. That's how you find out who the best fighter is.
And that's what we want to find out.
And that's what we want. That's what we want to do. And Terry, we're lucky with Terry that he'll fight all these guys. He wants to fight. There's a lot of fighters who say it, but they won't do it. Won't mention any names.
No need.